Greetings, fellow bridge lovers, and welcome back to the Bridge Base Online YouTube channel. I'm Bridging with Kai, and today I am going to be here with the amazing eBridge Cup get-together crew. We've got Morgan, we've got Pete, we've got Steve. Their YouTube channels are BridgeBabe530, Peter Hollins, and Bridge with Steve. Go check them out if you have not already. And plus, we are going to be having a special guest on today to tell also one of their stories. They were a top finisher in the eBridge Cup qualifiers, and we will introduce them when we see them. But if you do not know what the eBridge Cup is, this is a tournament that is happening on Bridge Base Online and FunBridge. It's a 3-month-long tournament, and the format is there are qualifiers, semifinals, and finals. The qualifiers are now over, but the format to get to the semifinals was you had to play in a month-long period. You could play as many tournaments as were offered on either the platforms, and the top 10 scores that you got are going to be compared against everybody else's top 10 scores, and the top 500 averages went through to the semifinals. And now we are in the semifinal stage. All 5 of us have made it to the semifinal stage. Whoop, whoop. And if you did not make it to the semifinal stage, there's also a great tournament. If you played at least 10 tournaments in the qualifiers, you can play in the E-Cup 2, which also gives out cash prizes. Same format. You can play as many tournaments as you want during October. The top 10 scores are compared against everybody else's top 10 scores. The top 5 on each platform get cash prizes. And if you're in the semifinals group, the top 100 from each platform move on to the finals, which is a 100-board tournament, 50 boards on FunBridge and 50 boards on Bridge Base Online. Not only is the event extremely fun, it is very generous. We have $15,000 in cash prizes, as well as many, many master points from all sorts of federations, including the World Bridge Federation. That's the event. If you like this video, or you're liking this series, or you're liking anything else on the Bridge Base Online YouTube channel, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the Bridge Base Online YouTube channel so that we can continue spreading bridge together and making bridge fun on the internet space. We're all in the semifinals, and we're all here to tell you a story. Let's go say hi to our eBridge Cup crew! Woo! Hey everybody! We are all here. Pete, Morgan, and Steve are all back, as well as we are blessed to be here with the amazing Phil. Welcome in, Phil.
Hi.
Phil is stiffqueen on Bridge Base Online, and he came second in the qualifiers, as well as he is currently second in the semifinals. So he is consistently very, very high up on our eBridge Cup rankings, and he has a story for us today that we're going to get into eventually. But a little bit more on Phil real quick. He is a Australian multi-time national champion, as well as he is currently on the Australian national team. He represented them in the Bermuda Bowl, and he has done this multiple times before and on plenty more international stage competitions. So we have a real gem here to tell us a story that he played in the eBridge Cup. So thank you for joining us today. So I think we should just start off with, hey everybody, we made it to the semifinals!
I was a sneak attack there.
Yeah, sneak attack. Morgan got in like at the very...
We wasted more effort getting there, Morgan. You're fine.
So, oh my gosh, guys. I have been struggling with the semifinals. It's
been rough.
Oh my gosh. Like, in the beginning, I was questioning whether I was, like, actually good at bridge, because it was 38 after 42% after. It was just so bad. And did anybody else feel like I literally was having a bridge existential crisis with this one? It was so bad.
I felt so out of my depth. I was like, okay, I must just, like, not understand anything about the robots, because like I literally cannot get a contract that works for me anymore. Everything was terrible. It was like 10%, 10%, 10%. I was like, oh my goodness.
Boards were getting me 90% before were getting me 60% now, because everyone else is finding the same good plays. And then when you get a mistake, you get close to a 0 because other people aren't doing it. The standard has risen quite a lot.
It has gone up a lot. But I was fortunate, like the first tournament I played, I scored 70%. I'm like, this will be easy. And then just kept scoring 50s. I was like, oh, yeah, no. Yeah.
I think if you look at the scores percentage, no one's cracked 80 yet. There was a healthy number of 80s in the qualifying.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone has cracked 80 yet. So you're just comparing against much tougher scores. But look, here for the misery. I don't know what you guys are complaining about. I mean, it's supposed to be tough. It's supposed to be a bit miserable.
Yeah, no, the field is definitely a lot stronger. Also, to note, instead of counting 100%, we are going to be counting grand slams, and who better to start us off with a grand slam story than the Phil? So, Phil, are you ready to tell us your story about your grand slam?
Yeah, I think this was day 3 or 4, and had this fella. The first question was what to open. The more I played, it has to open 2 clubs, so I opened a club.
Support it. I don't like opening 2 clubs, so.
Yeah.
I would open a club all day long in real life.
All right. So now you've got the first big decision on his hand. Anybody want to choose a choice?
Oh, God. Is 4 diamonds a splinter?
I was gonna say 4 diamonds, yeah.
Yep.
Huh.
Well,
Uh,
I remembered that the bots, they love, as I do, the classic old school Grand Slam course. So you could get 5 no trumps here, and the bot will say 7 hearts, whenever it's got king, queen of hearts. So the question then, if you've got that choice, is have you got a good enough hand? I think it is. So I tried that.
Oh, good. Oh,
And I'm not obliged.
I am getting reminiscent of Morgan's first hand that we had. A little bit
Yeah.
less forced, but yes.
So I was keen to some dummy. I really wanted the bot to have more than 4 hearts. Unfortunately, it did.
oh my.
So you need to count your tricks. It's a pretty good trick counting exercise. If you draw trumps and trumps are 2-2 and the clubs break and you can pinch a club on a spade and rock the club's good, that is just enough tricks. That's 13 tricks if trumps are 2-2. But if trumps are 3-1, you're a trick short. Even when you get to throw a club on a spade and the clubs break and you can knock the clubs good, you're after another way to get an extra trick. So it seemed to me the way to go would be to try and get the roughs in hand. So win ace of spades, rough a spade, club the hand. King of spades, pitching a club, sorry, first of all, then rough a spade. The plan was, and the green, the plan was to rough both my spades and rough the clubs good, but now I don't need to. It seemed like it was time for some trumps. See how bad they are. Then 2-2, I'm fine. I'm just going to play. So heart to the ace, heart to the king. And they are 3-1.
Oh
At
boy.
this point, I'm trying to picture what West had because I don't open a club. West had opened with a diamond. He's shown up with 3 spades. He dropped the queen on the 3rd round. Now he's got 3 hearts. He's got to have at least 5 diamonds. So he's 3-3-6-1 or 3-3-5-2. Anyway, it seems safe to play a club now. See what happens. The jack pops in my round. And so far, I played this hand pretty quickly, wiped it out. It had gone pretty well. But now I actually got really stressed because I thought, has the East robot split with Queen Jack or club? Like East could easily be 3-3-6-1, and it split with Queen Jack or club. The other possibility was that East had like Jack 3rd club, and it worked out that his Jack of clubs was at the dead card and he may as well play it. The robots do that sometimes. And if that was true, then West started with Queen X of clubs. So the line to think about is drawing the last trump by playing a trump to the queen and then playing another club. And the thing is, are you going to play with the clubs to break or are you going to finesse?
Oh god.
Finesse. But if the finesse hadn't worked, I would have been severely owned by a robot. Like it would have been a genius robot player. Fortunately, the robot didn't get me. So now I can just rock the clubs good.
Wow.
Wow.
East didn't preempt in diamonds, so they're probably more likely to be 3-3-6-1, I think.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
He didn't make like a what do you call a mixed raise that you had 4 diamonds. But maybe he had said total junk, like full small diamonds, Jack 3rd club.
Yeah, you might not have the hand for it, but
Really right? But just sticking in a random Jack of clubs, and then I would have had to give an up rig. Right? Destroyed. But yeah, happy ending. Got my grand slam.
Oh my
Right.
gosh, that's beautiful. That finesse.
Yeah, I love
Well, the
the
question-
5
the
no
question-
trump bid as well because like
Yeah.
that's not like a common bid that people think of. But yeah, you really just cared about the king queen of hearts as the main
Yeah,
thing.
I checked down the results. It was played like 30 odd times. No one found 5 no trumps. There were a lot of 1 club, 1 diamond, 1 heart pass. But I love it. I always have it on my system card. It doesn't come up very often. And the bots play it, so I love the bots. I was happy to do it this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think many people check out what 5-0 is in many spots. They often look at all the other bids before it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I know that it exists, and I've never been like, what hand would I ever do this with before? And now I know. Huge lesson. All right. Thank you so much for your gorgeous Grand Slam, Phil. Thank you for sharing. Okay, now let's continue our normal rotation. Next up, we've got Pete.
So this one, I picked up this strong hand. It's got 23, I think, from memory. Yeah,
Mhm.
can still count. Here it started off pretty routine. Open 2 clubs, 2 diamonds from partner, and I bid 2 no. And they then transferred to hearts. I bid 3 hearts, and they bid 3 no. And what are people's thoughts here?
If partner hasn't got a clean entry or good hearts, 3M's going to struggle. Because if they've got Jack 10 to 5 hearts or something, you'll never set them up because you're not going to have the 2 entries to get there probably. So I might chance 4 hearts there.
But it is match points.
It is match points, and no trumps generally scores better, right?
So common bidding thing when you have a 20 plus balance and a partner transfers to your on a doubleton, you should always choose the major. Not sure if it works with ace 10, but 4 hearts wouldn't be crazy.
So I decided to bid 4 hearts. My general thought is whenever you've got a blockage in a suit, entries are super important. And here, if I've shown 23, 24 and partner hasn't investigated slam, they're going to be relatively weak. How many entries am I actually expecting to partner's hand?
It might be different if you had 2 spade stops as well, but I'd be worried about spades here. Even if partner has running hearts, you might not get to them and spades might be attacked.
And I got the 7 of clubs lead. And I got this beautiful dummy. I was so happy when I saw this dummy.
Wow.
I was like, that hand is appropriately bad. And like 3-0, I'm like, just doesn't look like it's got any tricks.
Great
So-
call. My gosh.
Here, I was then going, ooh, 7 of clubs. What's that from? And I was like, okay, so I think the queen jack of clubs are on side. Here, making a plan, I was thinking, all right, I want to double finesse clubs and draw trumps. Unfortunately, the bots ruined my plan. They just ducked the first club.
Oh.
So I've done all this hard work.
You don't need
And the bots knew that I had it as well. So I got here and then just got to cash ace king of hearts. And all was looking good. It's pretty straightforward here. Played a diamond. And they won their ace.
Mhm.
And here they just continue to heart because in their mind, I've still got 3 hearts as well.
Yeah.
So it was just great. It was like my ideal hand for the times that without a fit, I actually accept out of 3-0 and into a 4 of a major. So they got their queen of hearts here. And then I actually made the rest of the tricks.
Oh my gosh.
Hard
So I thought this was like a really unusual bidding sequence where most people don't even like give it much thought about like just the honor and like the blockage here. So I thought it was a nice one.
Yeah.
It's only when you've got such a strong hand relative to partner that you should be doing that. You shouldn't be doing it with a regular 1-no trump opening.
Yeah. So because you know partners probably like in the 0 to 5 range that like, hey, they might have 1 entry, but like let's say I gave them the ace of diamonds, I wouldn't be able to set up hearts and enjoy them. Like that might give me a source of tricks or something, but don't have the ability to enjoy their hearts. So if I wanted to get over there and do something, then hearts was how I was going to do it.
This is a really good way of demonstrating how powerful those like transfers when it's 1-no trump and then like you transfer with 0 high card points. And this is why you do that if you only have like 5 cards in the suit and you have literally 0 points in your hand, because it's easier for you to make the contract, easier for you to take those tricks, even if you don't have a technical fit because you have those entries via the trump.
Right.
So
You make those little cards useful.
I call them aces in disguise.
Aces of disguise. It's so great. All right. Well, Pete using those aces of disguise very well in order to make a great 4 hearts contract. How did that one turn out? Were people doing it as well?
It was quite good. It wasn't 100%. It was like 80% or something like that.
Oh,
I think 4 hearts was quite uncommon, but strange things happen.
that's basically
With the 10 of diamonds falling, there'll be some people who scramble to enough tricks in 3N to get decent scores anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not as good as Pete. So well done to get that 81% by going to 4 hearts. I mean, 81% in this semifinals is basically a 100% anyway. So it's like.
Mm.
All right, so I'm up next, and Kai has not changed. He is still doing some more crazy stuff in the semifinals, even though he should know better. And actually, this one might have been like less just psycho, but just more like panicked chaos. You had this beautiful hand. You got lots of hearts, and you're like, okay, I think I'm gonna play in hearts on this hand. And I think I'd already decided that as soon as I saw my hand. And it started one diamond on my left. It went pass, pass to me. And now, does anybody have any ideas on how to start this one?
I like just bashing 4 hearts before they find their stage.
Yeah.
or something like that.
I like
I'd
that.
try 4 hearts.
Probably not going to make a slam because the guys open the bidding. So I think a lot of value just bashing 4 hearts.
Yeah, seems reasonable, seems normal.
I'm out.
Kai thought he had a power double. So he starts with double because, yeah, you've got 7 hearts. You know you're going to want to play in hearts and you want to show a strong hand. And Kai, he has not eliminated the chance at slam. So he doubled and it's going to go pass. And then partner bids 3 clubs. And now back to you. You finish your power double that you have here. And your partner just bids 4 clubs, kind of showing probably a minimum because just they've got long clubs. I mean, they could have passed 3 hearts, of course. That's definitely an option. But if they're just rebidding their suit, they're not showing any like extra stuff, then maybe you should stop. But Kai has like a criminal issue with overvaluing these jumps over a double from their partner. Like robots will do this with definitely what it says 9 to 14 total points is the description that I got from the robots. And I was like, oh, that means that he has 9 high card points. And we have a dream. So as normal Kai faction and all of these stories you hear me saying for no Trump, I just need, I don't know, 3 key cards from partner or maybe just 2 key cards when partner has done an original pass over an overcall, did not decide to overcall 2 clubs. You know, like just there's just so many warning signs that this is just bad. What are you doing, Kai? And now 5 diamonds from partner showing 1 or 4 key cards. And I was like, uh-oh. Also, partner thinks we're key carding in clubs. So I was just like, this is bad. And I was having some really, really bad sets. My brain was like, you know what? Most of the time when your partner, you ask key card and then you bid another suit, partner just leaves you there. You just bid 6 hearts and your partner leaves you there because they assumed that you were just tricking them. And so I bid 6 hearts, which, like, just to be clear, nobody do this. This is very bad, all right? I'm just throwing cards around and I'm panicking, okay? And here's the thing. Now, Robot did not pass 6 hearts. He was obsessed with his clubs and did 7 clubs. And I'm just like, we are missing 2 key cards? And we are in 7 clubs? Vulnerable.
Maybe they have avoiding hearts.
Clubs, Morgan? Yeah, maybe they
Not
have
clubs.
avoiding hearts.
That'd be rough.
So
Void heart and they lead the ace of hearts.
yeah,
Oh, it's all on, yeah.
yeah, but like at this point, I was just like, oh no, this is gonna be a 0. This is so bad. Kai, what have you done? And then it goes pass, and I'm like, I'm not doubled. Hello, what is happening? And now, the opening lead was the 3 of hearts, and
Void.
and we're just like, void, please, God, void, and this was the hand, void, and they could have just led their ace of diamonds or whatever. So I'm not down yet, and I was like, I have plenty of entries to this heart suit, and we might be able to set it up. And I was like, okay, so this is not over. And I also have in the back of mind that we were counting grand slams, like, because of course this was the first thing in my mind. I'm like, I'm in grand, I need to make this. So it went 3 of hearts, and then I put the 6 on instead of the king, queen, or jack, because I know
I like
that
it.
West has the ace. And if they have a short one, then I might be able to squeeze out more pitches because I need to pitch as many things as I possibly can, right? I need to pitch 4 diamonds and a spade in order for me to make this contract. So I started low in the case that West has shortness. So it continued heart, and then I ruffed, And the whole plan here is like, okay, I might have enough heart ruffs, so we're just going to play a club back down. We're going to use these entries in trump and also draw trump at the same time. And then I decided to play the king of hearts because I know that the ace of hearts is on side. We're going to do some roughing finessing, and they cover with the ace. So now it's probably safe to just rough high just in case. I think we probably would be down though if East had a singleton, because then we would have to rough an additional heart and we wouldn't have all the pitches that we needed. But like, it goes down one extra. Let's not do that. So it goes club, and at this point we just know that we're making, because now all of the hearts can throw away all of our bad cards over here that you should have known your partner had, because they were giving you like negative the entire time. But there they go. And you are just so relieved that you are such a great bidder, and you made it to the 7 clubs, and you can count a grand slam. And on top of it, nobody else is going to be there because nobody is as psycho as Kai. And yeah, now you just claim, and you're like, easy 2140 for a cold 100% and a grand slam on the leaderboard. So look at me go, guys.
I really like playing a low heart trick one, because the danger is a 5-1 heartbreak, and a low heart guards against stiff ace.
Yeah.
I like it. It's good.
Yeah, I just think there are a lot of people who believe 6 clubs this hand who just hate you, Kai. They did not get the 100% they deserve.
Kai has a way with the robots sometimes. It's remarkable.
So yeah, I mean, like, this was a psycho set. This set ended up being a 38.6%, despite this 100. And later on, I had another 7 clubs later, but that was a misclick because I thought I was opening 1 club, and then I opened 7 clubs. Wasn't too bad.
We only went down 8, but
I was only down 3.
Ooh, down 3.
Still a 0% nonetheless. But so yeah, but this one happened first. I guess my brain was on 7 clubs, and I'm like, I've just got to keep bidding 7 clubs. This is my way to make grand slams. But yeah, that was this chaos that Kai got into, and you know, it's ramped up. The semifinals has made Kai worse. So to many more of these during the semifinals, so we have many more crazy stories.
Okay.
So yeah, can anybody beat that?
No.
Oh, I don't think I can beat it, but I do have another hand that has a lot of shape to it.
Oh my goodness.
So, as I said, there's a lot of shape to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, this is a nice hand. My only problem is I'm in 4th seat. And so that means that my opponents get to do the first things, which is sometimes good, sometimes bad. So they start with 1 diamond, and my lovely partner passes. And then we get a 1 spade response. And I'm like, ah. So, what are your thoughts for what to do here?
Can 2 spades be natural, please?
It is.
2 spades is natural.
2 spades is natural here, yeah.
I'm fine with that, and I don't hate 2 hearts.
Okay, so interesting. A lot of people chose 2 hearts or 2 spades. That's not what I chose.
Ooh.
Pass.
No, I didn't do that either. I just decided to full send it right from the get-go.
Wait.
Because I have such a nice hand, and I know where all the spades are. So I bid 4 spades. So I bid 4 spades, and it goes pass.
No double.
And
That's a good start.
no double, nothing special. And then they start us off with the king of diamonds.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, fuck.
Oh my gosh.
You really got me here. You got 10-9 doubleton of spades, and you have 2 entries with the clubs. You're too kind.
Oh my gosh.
And so really, I was not upset about this. But yeah, the play went pretty simply. I mean, I just roughed this opening lead. I played a club up to the ace. And then I know where all 4 of the remaining spades are. We have 9 of them, and I know where all 4 of them are. So I know that this finesse is going to work. They decided to let me win this one just because, so I can easily take this finesse. And then they covered the next time. And so now I sort of have a bit of a, I'm not going to be able to get rid of or be able to do like a Trump promotion here. I just don't have the entries. I don't have the winners to do it. And so they ended up getting their 2 spades at the end. But I thought it was kind of a fun hand from like the beginning, because I was like, wow, like I have 7 spades and they bid 1
And
spade.
spade.
And I'm like, well, I don't know. I'll just do it.
Yeah, and
Just
Send it. Clearly, the eBridge Cup is bringing out the best in all of us.
Wow.
All
Very
right, so I
nice.
ended up just making my contract.
Woo.
But that was the fun one for me.
Yeah.
So
I love how good of a dummy you bought. Like,
yeah.
sometimes you just want a kiss
Gorgeous.
partner, but that is like,
Oh,
you understood the assignment. It's so good.
That's crazy.
wow. I can't help but feel bad for poor West over there. Like, he's not in on this Trump party that you guys have going on. I'm like, he's got a lot of
But they
diamonds.
do have
that's it.
really nice diamonds.
Yeah.
But yeah, they weren't able to get too much more than that. So
Yeah.
I was not mad about it.
Beautiful. Nice. Just send it. I love
Yeah.
I love it. So Kai sends it all the time.
I know. I felt like I was really channeling Kai on that hand. Just like, you know what? We're just gonna full send it. It bought me 90%, so
Heck yeah.
that was good.
Let's go. Well
Pretty good. I can't imagine many people find that.
there were actually a decent number of people that were also in 4 spades, but a lot of them initially passed. They passed, and then it went like 2 diamonds, pass back to them, and then they bid 2 spades, and then it was a whole competitive auction. I just bypassed all of this confusion, and I just bid it.
Yeah.
I think the hearts, like the people did hearts, hearts probably goes off, right? It's a cool hand for always playing in your 7-card suit when you've got a 7 or 4.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because even when partner's got hearts, I think it's clearly the better call.
You get
Yeah.
forced twice and the jack of hearts.
It's a cool choice.
Amazing.
Very nice.
Very well done, Morgan. All right. Last story. Let's see what Steve can show us
very-
today.
Very different bidding decision and very different hands. So my bidding decision was I opened one no trump and played there. And my hand is as flat as yours guys have been distributional. So just an interesting end position. I thought I haven't had that many great hands compared to the qualifiers. So we're just playing through one end and the last. So these are 5 of diamonds. And the weird thing is I actually have my one end bid. I have a flat hand with 15, 17 points. So the problem with that is the robots defend better because they know what you've got.
Right.
And they can count the hand and they're not going to play to have singletons or anything because you haven't got them. And, so they're going to play a bit better. So it's just to get a good board here, you just have to be technically sound. So the leader diamond, and what are we thinking? Well, we quickly count our tricks. We're not sure how many times we get to lead spades towards our hand because we also have to lead clubs. So let's imagine that we never lead a spade. We're going to make 2 or 3 hearts if we guess the queen right. We're going to make 2 diamonds and we're going to make 2 or 3 clubs depending on the club. So probably going to make it, but I've decided that my club suit is better than my spade suit, and I decide to win the king of diamonds at trick 1. I can duck a diamond later if I need to. Win the king of diamonds, and how do we play the clubs?
low towards the jack.
So generally with Gib, they generally don't duck on the first one. And so what you kind of want to do is save the 10 for being able to repeat a finesse later. If we play low towards the jack and the 8 appears, then 10-7 equals, and then you can pick up 4 clubs with ace by laying the 10 the second time around. You don't really want to waste it on the first time around because then if it loses and then next time around you play 1 to the 9, you're in the wrong hand. So we played a club. I think I played to the 9, but it doesn't really matter. I played a club to the 9 and king. And usually that will be from without the queen or king-queen doubleton. They usually won't false guard with king to 3 here at this early in the hand anyway. The good news is I think the queen of clubs is onside, but we're missing the 8 of clubs, so we're not guaranteed to make 3 more clubs. So you play the queen of diamonds, we duck it, and they switch. What's that mean? Usually
They don't have any more entries.
Yeah, or not clean entries anyway. They
Yeah.
might have like something that might be an entry that they can't get in with. They might have the 10 of spades, and if I have to lead spades, that'll get them in. So usually when they do this, they're like, I'm not going to be able to set my diamonds up. Diamonds are probably 5-2 or maybe 4-3, and they've got no entry. And so they play the 9 of hearts, which is really good for us because it picks the queen up. So we force the queen out, and now we need to play on the club. So we're going to do what we decided to do. We're going to cross to our last remaining entry in dummy. So you'll know if we play clubs now, we'll never be able to play spades off dummy necessarily. So how do we play clubs now? Well, we could play the 7 and play east have queen doubleton, or we could run the 10 and hope they're either 3-3 or west has king 8 doubleton. Any preference?
I'll go to the 10.
10? I did the 10 too. The reason is west is longer in diamonds, so it's going to be shorter in clubs, so it's unlikely that east has queen doubleton. So play the 10, and that pins the 8.
Love to
So
see it.
obviously, if
Heck
East
yeah.
had Queen 8, they would cover. So when the 10 wasn't covered, I was pretty certain this was the situation. And so now, what do we do? Do we play spade after me now, or do we need to take the club finesse again?
The confidence is a certain extra trick.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we also think East is the ace of spades because West didn't clear the diamonds. So we also think they're both certain tricks in a way. But I decided again, if West hasn't got an entry at all, there's something else we can do at the end here. So we're going to play a club and take the finesse. And West shows out, throwing a heart away. And we can play ace of clubs. And West throws a diamond away. So what's gone on? West is probably 5-2 in the minors. So has some splits in the majors. And now what are we doing? Well, we're stuck in our hand and we can potentially try and exit with some sort of spade now and hope they set the king of spades up or something. But is there a way to guarantee, depending on how the cards lie, 3 more tricks? We've got 2. Can we get 3? If we think West hasn't got an entry, is there something else we can do?
If East has the ace queen of spades, you could come out the king and like end play them to lead a spade towards your jack at some point.
We have to cash our red suit winners first, so they can't stick us back in our hand.
You need a spade 4, 3, 2, 4.
Yeah, or 5, 2, 2, 4, something. Yeah, something like that. Something where they have.
We want to cash our diamond first as well.
Yeah, you've got to cash a diamond first.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Maybe force East to throw a heart away if they had 4 hearts, and now we cash our hearts, and East throws that away. So we know East's last cards are all spades.
Yeah.
And it is important when you get to this point to not play a low spade.
Right.
Because if you play a low spade, West might be able to win. And you shouldn't play the jack either. Even though if East has ace queen, it shouldn't matter. You should play the king because West might have bared the queen or started with a singleton queen on something. So at this point, you need to lead the highest spade you have to guarantee that East wins it. And East is the one leading away from the spade on. So if we lead the king of spades now and we see the full hand is as we kind of envisaged. We didn't know where the 10 of spades was. We just effectively end play East here by exiting with the highest spade we can. If West had the stiff queen, again, they wouldn't think it's a guaranteed entry, but if West had the stiff queen, we'd have pinned it and made our jack of spades at the end there. So it was pity the West didn't have the stiff queen because that would have been a lot nicer. But
Legendary.
we then get a 9th trick to make 150.
Woo! Amazing.
Just nothing special, just lots of little technical carding, I think.
Yeah, but those little technical cards really just add up to the point where you are like, it's very impressive.
It's in a set that I got 39% in.
Oh,
Nice.
Oh,
39. 39? How can you get 39 for that? That should be.
Oh, no, not the board, the sets. The board was good.
How much was the board?
The set was
Oh,
not so
sorry.
good. I can't remember. It was like 80 something.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But it didn't help enough, unfortunately.
Yeah, you couldn't really go wrong. Whichever finesses you were taking all worked. The king, jack of spades were all on side. So if you took a spade finesse at trick 2, they were all working as well. So
Yeah, it's also very frustrating when you have that hand where it's like, oh, I played it so well, I did so great, but like anything you did might have gotten you to the same result just because everything is working.
if you take the spade finesse early, you make the jack of spades, and then you end up throwing East in with the 4th round of clubs, and they have to lead another spade for you. So you make 9 a different way that way.
Gosh, man. Come on.
It's all right.
Yeah, well, it was beautiful, Steve. Thank you for
Thank you.
sharing. So yeah, now that we have all of the amazing, amazing stories, it was very, very fun. We need to talk about leaderboards. Firstly, the new thing that we are counting, Grand Slams. I'll start us out. I showed you an example of Grand Slam, and with the way that Kai bids, you would expect that he would have more, but no, that was his only one. So we have 1 Grand Slam over here. Anybody else?
Just one for me.
Can I ask a
Just one.
question? Do they have to mate?
Steve, yes,
Okay.
they
Then
have to.
I have one then.
One.
3.
Three. Not quite second.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Phil's out here flexing on us.
Oh my gosh, beautiful.
Well, he knows of this 5N bid.
Yeah, he knows the 5N bid. He
And
has the
now we
Grand
do
Slam
too.
force. Yes, we
Yeah.
know. Like, if we want to win this Grand Slam leaderboard, we're going to be using this Grand Slam force a lot more frequently, right, guys?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, so all of us are tied except for Phil, who he's in second place for some reason. It's got to be all the grands that he's got over us, right?
In a different stratosphere.
Yeah, right, I know. So, now, where are we currently in the standings? Right now, we currently have Morgan.
I'm at 50%.
50.
Like 50.2. My first week last time was also rough, and so it's just progress from there.
And what position does that get you in right now?
Oh, like 360th.
Okay, so you just gotta get up like another 200 places in order to qualify.
Yeah.
So you've got this, Morgan. Then I'm next. I had a very, very brutal start, like questioning whether or not bridge is a thing for me anymore start. And then these last 2 days that I played, I've done better. I've got some 60s and some consistent high 50s. So now I'm currently at a 54.5, and that has me in 238th place. And then we now have the people who, oh, maybe he isn't. Steve, what's your percentage?
My percentage is 57. I've got 2 high ones, and then the rest are just mediocre low 50s. And I'm in 113th place.
113th.
Well, I've got room for improvement because I've got some high scores that will count by the end of it. Yeah, they're good enough. I haven't got all 58% or anything like that. So I'm going to get some good ones at the end. I just need to get rid of these 50s.
And a 57 doesn't even get you in qualifying right now. 100th place is 57.64%.
Work to do.
So we have 2 people here who are currently in qualifying positions. The first is Pete, who is in the lead of the content creators.
Yeah, I have 59.8 and I'm in 44th. So
Ooh.
I'm redeeming myself from the qualifying versus Steve. So we'll see how long that lasts.
Well done. Amazing. And then, of course, we've been mentioning this entire time. Phil is currently in second place with a...
Yeah, 66. I've got to decide whether I want to keep on going kind of thing. Do I shoot for the win? You guys reckon 66 is going to be enough? I mean, I've played it all so far. Do I really need to get better or just sort of like rest up before the final? What do you think?
Well, it's always good to go for gold. So
Yeah.
My goal in qualifying was to briefly get number 1 and take a picture, and then I would tone down. So I never actually got there, but maybe you could try something like that. Try and sneak number 1 for a day, and then...
I'm kidding. The competitive juices are going.
Taking a break was not actually an option. It was just an illusion.
What do you reckon will be the qualifying mark? Like it was 66 in the qualifying. What do you think for the semis? It's got to be lower.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Oh,
you're only doing
sure.
100 now.
I think maybe 62, 63. We should
I'm going to be
think-
64. I reckon it'll creep up.
I think
but
it's higher. I would say 65, 66 again.
I think less people were like really trying hard. Some people think, oh, I was just going to get in and
Right.
do that. But I reckon the top 100, I reckon, will push. But I reckon it'll be 64.
All the way to the end. All the way to the end. You can't be in 80th place and switch off. You got to play every day, haven't you?
There's
I
gonna be a
think
lot
it will
more.
be a
Or you can
similar-
play like Phil and just qualify already.
Yeah,
I think
just
it
was-
do that. Yeah. All right, that is all the stories done, and we have all of the rankings out. I hope that all of you who are watching right now are having a great semifinals or E-Cup 2. I hope that you're in the qualifying position or that you are in a money position in the E-Cup 2. Hope you're doing well. If you have any stories or comment your percentage down in the comment section down below, let us know how you're doing, how you're enjoying the tournament right now in October. And thank you everyone for being here. Thank you especially to Phil for taking the time to come and tell a story here for us. Number 2, let's go. And we will see you all in the next eBridge Cup get together. All right. Thanks for being here, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Keep up, Bridget.
Thank you.
Bye.